All right, Applied Tech Math. Welcome to your first Yak Math video, I believe, here of the year. Anyway, we're at section 4.5 in your 4.4 to 4.6 game plan. You need to go to page 6. We're going to do this entire section. All right, so pause this if you need to. We've got several videos to make here this AM, so we're going to go a little quick. All right, reason why I wanted to do this one with you in a video is you kind of have to make up your own values in some of these. And some of these don't have like traditional numeric answers like we think. So they're saying speed times times equal distance, or distance equals speed times time. And they want you to write out, given that speed is measured in miles per second. So I'm writing it like that. Miles per second. What does everything else have to be? All right, so if speed is going to be miles per second, distance is going to be miles, and times would have to be seconds, all right? Because the seconds would cancel, and then you would have miles equals miles. So this right here would be your answer. Given a speed of miles per second, time would have to be miles, and distance would have to be, or time would have to be seconds, and distance would have to be miles. All right, sweet. Let's keep going. We're going to do all 20 of these. 82. If in the equation speed times time is distance, or distance equals speed times time, rate times time, that is, distance is measured in centimeters. There it is. Now we've got some leeway here. All right, so obviously speed has to be centimeters per something. We could have said seconds. We could have said hours. We could have said days. Might as well use seconds. All right. So if speed is centimeters over seconds times seconds, the seconds would cancel. And you'd have this. All right. 83. So now we get to make up some numbers. And that's why this can be kind of confusing on your own. All right. So all they told me is that price has to be $568.99. All right, so the cost is we're making a profit, so the cost is going to be less. Price is the same thing as revenue. Just said profit equals revenue minus cost. Anyway, let's just pick a cost. Let's say the cost is $112 and obviously 67 cents. We're going to put $112.67. Again, I made that up. You had to make up a number. And if you do $568.99 minus $112.67, you get $456.32. All right, just got to pick a value. Again, if moving quick, pause it. 84. Construction equation with actual values and units where the markup is that much. Okay. So, I mean, obviously you buy something at wholesale, you got to mark it up so you can make some money from it. All right, so profit is cost plus markup. All right, so yeah, so the markup is $234.56. Let's make a cost. Let's say the cost is obviously $67.99. All right, so I'm putting that in there. My profit is then going to be $302.55. Again, I had to make up a cost. I had to make up a cost. They gave me the markup. I had to make up the cost. All right, folks, here we go. Work speed times time is the number of jobs done. All right, so they told us 30 pieces an hour is what we have to work with. 30 pieces per hour, and I just chose 2.5 hours. The hours would cancel. 30 times 2.5 is 75 jobs. 75 jobs. All right, so you have distance is equal to speed times time again. We have feet per minute. Speed is feet per minutes. All right, so you have feet per minute times minutes. The minutes are going to cancel, and you're going to be left with a distance of feet. Nice. They told us to start with feet per minute. Minutes canceled, we're left with feet. All right, 87, construction equation, actual values in units where the discount is that. The discount is that. Sale price is original price minus discount. So we just got to pick an original price. Let's say it's $51.50. That's the original price. That's the discount. So then I actually got to do a little math, and that would be the sale price. Okay. $88. Construct an equation with actual values in units that satisfies. Percent increase equals increase divided by original value times 100. All right, so we just got to make something up. So let's say we're going from 25 to 33. That's an increase. Percent increase would be I went up 8. If I go from 25 to 33, I've gone 8 over the original value of 25, which is 0.32, which is a 32% increase. All right, 89. In the equation, number of units of time unit wage is equal to pay. Let's say it was 7.75 hours. All right, we just got to pick one. Nice. 7.75 hours. Let's say the wage is $18.40 an hour. All right, again, I just had to make one up. The hours are going to cancel. 7.75 times 18.40 is $142.60. $142.60. Yeah, I made up all of that. Show that if in the equation speed times time is equal to distance, speed was measured in meters per minute, what time and distance would be measured in? All right. So you have meters per minute. So if you have meters over minute, then time, that's the speed, that's what you're given. So then time would have to be minutes. Minutes would cancel, and then distance would obviously be meters. All right. In the equation, distance is equal to speed times time. State one possibility for each of the three terms. Do not use miles or hours. So I'm going to use kilometers per minute. If I have kilometers per minute for speed, then time has to be minutes, and distance is kilometers. All right, that's what we're getting at there. Okay, we've got 9 more gold. This would be 15-minute video in general. All right. Construction equation with actual values in units that satisfy. This time we're going from percent decrease. So you can pick anything. You can go from 100 to 84, 60 to 51. Sounds good. Don't use 67 because dividing by 67 is going to give you some weird decimals. If I go from 60 to 51, I've gone down 9. 9 over 60. 9 over 60 is 0.15. If I multiply that by 100, I get 15%. 15%. All right, show that if in the equation, number of time units, time unit wage is equal to pay. Wage was measured in dollars per week. What number of time? Okay, so again, we just got to pick. So I'm going to pick 38 hours per week, and I'm going to give you $21.50 an hour. These are the units that I chose. 38 hours per week times $21.55 an hour would give you that much per week. $18.90 a week. In the equation, work speed times time is number of jobs completed. This time they say they want 50 pieces processed and at least 4 units of time. So I could say 5, 6, I'd say 6.7. Anyway, 50 divided by 4 is 12.5, and that's nice enough. So I did 50 divided by 4. That's 12.5 units per hour. That is the work pace, work speed, times 4 hours is equal to 50 pieces. Okay, then $95. Unit price times quantity is equal to total cost. So we have a cost of 80, and we need a quantity of at least 15. Well, if you do 80 divided by 15, you get 5.3 repeating. So we're going to do 80 divided by 16 to get 5. So it's going to be $5 a unit times 16 units is $80. It said at least 15, but it can be more. Construct a problem. So you're going from 125 and you're decreasing 32. So percent decrease is simply 32 divided by the original 125 gives you 256. which is 25.6% of a decrease. All right, you're given a speed of 145 miles per second. We're gonna, there we go. We're gonna change that. Anyway, if you do 2,000 divided by 145, you get 13.79. So I'm just gonna say, because you have to go at least 2,000. So I'm just gonna go up to 14 seconds. So I do 145 times 14, I get that many miles. So 145 miles per second times 14 seconds is equal to 2,030 miles. All right. You got a mileage of 72 miles a gallon, and the number of gallons is at least 12. So we're going to do that because you just need to multiply those two. 72 miles per gallon times 12 gallons, it's 864 miles. 864 miles divided by 12 gallons gives you 72 miles per gallon, which would be sweet. All right. Original value 5540, and you increase by 520. So percent increase would be 520 over that original 5540. 0.94 is what it rounds to. That's 9.4%. All right. Not an excellent answer, but that shall be our answer. And finally, in the equation, number of units per time times unit wage equals pay. You're going to get $500. You're going to work at least 24 hours. So again, if you do 500 divided by 24, you're going to get 20.83 repeating. So I'm just going to have you work 25 hours because 500 divided by 25 is a nice 20. 25 hours times $20 an hour is $500. All right. So I think I printed out an old edition, so I'm not exactly sure what you guys have at the back. I'm pretty sure it's ACT questions and not SAT questions. So we're going to hold off on those. All right. Anyway, expect this to be done, folks, and I will see you on Wednesday. Yak Math Videos signing out.